Almost. Are we live? Can you all see us and hear us, everyone? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can actually see us and hear us. You see that you all are online. Yay. One day. Does it say live on y'all side?
It does. It's flashing red.
Flashing live.
Christy says, I see you. I hope I pronounced that right.
Hey, Christy, what's up? Thanks for joining us. We got 14 people on. Who else is live with us? And Christy, where are you watching? Erica said yes.
Erica, what's up? St. Louis in here, man.
Put the location. Ready.
Jasmine, another Jasmine, yay!
That's 3 Jasmines.
Good God. All last names.
Okay, Houston.
Okay. Turn up, you.
What's up, Erica? So happy to have you, ladies. Where the men at?
Yo, we got 15,000 people in here already. I think we got and then the numbers is just going up.
Catch us while you can.
It's going up from here.
You better speak. What up, Kayla? Hey, Kayla be in that gym though. Like that gym. Like them squats.
So Angelica says she's watching from Seattle.
Ooh.
What's up, Seattle? Upper Northwest Coast.
Shout out to the
I got a friend from Seattle. Y'all might know her, April. What up? She should be joining in here in a few. She's good for a shout out to Adulting. I'm gonna be doing a lot of shout outs of Black businesses.
We're here for it. What up, Alex? We got 16 people going in.
16,000.
16,000. Speak, Chris. You was a deacon.
Manifest.
So, Alex, Erica, where are you all watching from or tuning in from?
We represent for G. I'm sorry.
What? We should have played a little intro music.
That would have been.
Girl, you want me to start rapping? I got you.
Okay, let's go.
Lies.
Mississippi.
Alex watching from Mississippi. Shout out.
Hey, Alex in Mississippi.
St. Louis, what's poppin'?
Okay.
I'm gonna be just shouting out St. Louis.
We up in her.
Biased. Every time he even think a person from St. Louis, he gonna get excited.
We up in her.
Almost. Put a couple more
R in there.
Yeah.
What Chaz?
And let it flow. Let it flow.
Look, Chaz and them used to be like, "What up, Dirt?"
I definitely.
It's easier to say that. I hope y'all got some water, some wine, some tea, all the above. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started so we can be on track.
San Diego, okay.
So welcome to SOULKATION's first live class. This is amazing. Thank you all so much for signing up, attending. This is going to be dating in your 30s. It's a whole nother lane from dating in your 20s, honey. We're going to do this every month except next month because we're having the 2020 SOULKATION virtual experience. Sorry that it's only ladies. But men, thank you for joining us tonight. Women, we want you all in the chat talking with us the entire time. This is our first co-ed event ever, so I think it's going to be pretty lit. And we want to get to know you all, so please keep dropping your states in the chat. That'll be perfect. For you all that don't know me, my name is Logan Renee. I'm the founder of the SOULKATION brand. For those of you who are new to the community, it's all about soul care for the professional woman. Together, we're going to heal, we're going to laugh, we're going to grow. I like to have fun. I like to be silly, but I also like to learn some stuff at the same time. And I feel like there's never a place for a superhero to like go and recharge. And that's what I want Soulcation to be. Like, there's so many women out here just pouring into other people, giving other people money, advice, all these other things. And sometimes we just feel depleted because we don't have a safe place to go. And that's what I want Soulcation to be. I want you all to come to Soulcation events to be filled up. That's my goal. That's my heart. Yeah. So let's kick it off with our amazing, amazing panel. Like I said, we want you engaged. And also, if you have any questions while we're talking, just drop them in the chat. And we're going to try our best to answer at least one or two of them. But panel, how y'all doing?
We are
Good.
great.
Doing good.
All right.
They're handsome. They're cute. They have natural hair. That was shade if y'all didn't catch it. But Jasmine, tell us where you're from or where you're residing and the difference you see between dating in your 20s and your 30s.
Jasmine, who?
Jasmine Short.
Oh,
I was waiting on you to make it defensive.
okay.
All right, so my name is Jasmine Shorter. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I am an attorney and a business consultant, and I am also Logan's business manager. And yeah. And the difference between dating in my 20s and dating in my 30s, I think one of the key differences that I've seen is for me is intention. My focus has changed. My intention behind dating has changed. And also what I'm willing to put up with has also changed. Expectations have changed. So those are a few differences that I have noticed and that I see.
Okay. Derek?
Wow.
Wait. I did say they got hard.
I was going to allow the other Jasmine to go. Let ladies go first, but
Thank you, my good sister. So, my name is Jasmine Walker. I am currently on break in Jackson, Mississippi, my hometown. I can say the difference between dating in my 20s and dating in my 30s is that I am not a fool. And I'm not behaving recklessly and foolishly. So I think that's the biggest difference. It's just my own personal growth and development.
I agree. All right, Derek or Craig?
Derek Gray, people. I reside in Bentonville, Arkansas. I know a lot of you don't know where that's at, but it's okay. Where Walmart was founded. I worked for them doing cybersecurity. And the difference, my 20s and 30s, for me, like I guess I have money now.
Oh, come on, money?
I have money now, and I can like do what I really want to do. Like I had all these like dope ideas that like cost a little something, but not too much or whatever. But I had ideas that I want to do that I couldn't do in my 20s, but now I can definitely do it in my 30s or whatever. So I think I'll go.
Okay, Craig.
What's going on? I'm Craig Mitchell from St. Louis, Missouri, but I reside in New York, right here in Queens. I'm a marketing consultant. And the difference in dating in my 20s and 30s, I want to be clear. I'm not dating in my 30s. I'm dating someone. I'm exclusively dating my girlfriend. But when I was 20, I definitely got to recognize and play the game. Find out what I like, find out what it is. So like now, the difference between then and now is, like Jasmine said, that level of intention and just being in it to win it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. So I'm from Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, guys, I think we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. Give us just a second to let Logan pop back in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on with the very first question of the night while Logan works out her technical difficulties over there. So I'm going to just throw the question out there, and whoever wants to answer first can go, and then we'll just kind of discuss from there. So we're going to talk about ghosting. So for those of you that are watching that don't know what ghosting is, I'll give you a quick little tidbit. So, you're talking with someone, you're texting, conversing, having nice conversation, and then out of nowhere, they just disappear, just incommunicado, no nothing, no phone calls, no text message, and you have no clue why. They just fell off the face of the earth. So we're going to talk about ghosting. So what are some things that you think you should say to somebody that you no longer want to talk to without ghosting them?
Can y'all hear me and see me?
Yes. Logan is back.
All right.
I think that for me, okay, so I used to be a terrible ghoster. I know I'm trash. Okay. So I used to be a terrible ghoster. But I think for me as an adult, it's important for me to operate in integrity no matter what I'm doing. And I think that ghosting it's unfair. I also think it's childish. And I think that you're responsible for communicating whatever it is you're feeling, you're responsible for communicating that. And so I've told people like, hey, I just want you to know that like, I'm not romantically interested in you. I think that you're a great person, but honestly, this is not something that I want to pursue in that way. And if they want to be cool, we can be cool. And if not, we can move on. But I think that I have a responsibility to handle people with care in the same way that I want to be handled with care. And I think that we get out here and start moving really reckless when we don't really take into consideration how our behavior affects other people. And I think that's just a part of growing up. Like you got to think about more than you and how uncomfortable you are. You've established something, even if it's casual, with another person. And if you don't want to do that anymore, that's perfectly fine. But
I'll chime in while that's going on.
Is she back?
Okay. I was gonna chime in, Jasmine.
Go ahead.
I agree with you. I've been a victim of ghosting, and I have ghosted.
Right.
But I want to. So I'll say this though first though. Like, so someone I was talking to, hanging out with or whatever, and it was nothing serious or whatever.
Right.
So, she hit me. She did what you did, told me like what's going on. She was like, hey, I'm seeing somebody else. I'm very interested in them. And just want to let you know that I like you. We had fun, whatever. Boom. That was cool. I was like, I respect that. Me and her still cool, whatever. Then I had another situation where someone told me up front, look, I'm not in a place to even attempt to talk to someone or whatever. And I was like, and I'm still gonna go after, I guess, pursue you or whatever. And I did. We chit chat for here and there, and then I don't know what vanish. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So again, she told me that hey, I'm not, but I get it.
Yeah.
But for me, I agree with Walker. I need to do better. I should do better at communicating what I'm feeling and say, hey, no, this is not for me. So
right.
It sounds like that was hard for you to say. It sounds like that.
I mean, I get it. I got ghosted, did the ghost. I get it. So it's cool.
It is hard to tell someone like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. But I think it's even harder to just be out here moving very reckless with people's hearts and their emotions.
Yeah. It's better to just be upfront and say, hey, I'm not feeling this anymore. So.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I've been on both sides as well. Just as far as like I've been ghosted, and I've done my fair share of ghosting, and I've learned how to not like simply just ghost, but I learned how to maturely disengage.
Come on, maturely disengage.
But like, and communicate that, like, and it was hard for me to do because personally I'm a people pleaser. I find myself doing that, like, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And I personally, I hate rejection. Like I even have problems dealing with it myself, and to actually have to share those things that could probably hurt someone's ego or damage someone's confidence. You want to be tactful with that, and I've luckily all those moments never transpired to pop-ups or busting windows out the car and all of that, because all that bad stuff. So I just learned to maturely, like, really disengage and be transparent. And because like I'm the type to, like, if I'm not if I find myself not interested, I will, like, it's not gonna be you're gonna tell that I'm not having a good time, and you're not gonna have a good time. So what I mean, like, I try to communicate what it is. And dating in your 30s takes it's gonna take a lot of that. Like even like when you're in a relationship, it just takes a lot of, like, communicating what you don't like, what you like.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think, like, what's her name? Ray Price said, "I ghost guys, don't judge me." And I'm not judging her at all. I also think that there's a difference between ghosting someone and drawing a boundary with someone once they've violated or disrespected or behave in a way that is unacceptable. I don't think that's ghosting. So if people show up in your life and they're not with the program, and they want to treat you unfairly or treat you in a way that's not acceptable, I don't think it's ghosting to say, like, I already let you know that I don't like that and I'm done with this. I don't think that's ghosting. I think it's ghosting when you guys have a thing going on and all of a sudden it's just like, what just happened? So I don't want anyone to feel like, I want people to be clear about what we're talking about when we say that,
definitely. I agree 100%, because I have the right to protect my peace, as does everybody else. So I'm glad that you drew that distinction, Jasmine, because there is a big difference. I have to point out this comment that April made up here on the stage. I was ghosted once, but I forgot about him equally. So it took me about a month before I realized, hey, I haven't heard from them.
Perfect.
That is absolutely hilarious, and I love that. And I'm here for all that type of action, because, hey, I wasn't even checking for you like that. So it's cool, do you? But I pretty much agree with everything that everybody else has said. Of course, I've been on both sides, been ghosted, did ghosting. And at the end of the day, again, going back to what Jasmine said, it's just a matter of being mindful of how you handle people's hearts, because at the end of the day, nobody wants their feelings hurt. And also, I think the bigger thing is that it does lead to abandonment issues for people. It becomes a trigger, and it makes people, they start wondering, like, okay, what is wrong with me? And then, of course, if it happens, multiple times or anything like that, it can, do damage to a person's mental health. So that's another thing. You gotta be responsible out here in this dating world. Just, hey, and if you have to YouTube it or Google it, everybody got a group text, slide in the group text. Hey, y'all, look, I'm not really feeling him or her. Somebody shoot me a line real quick so I can say this. And guys, y'all shouldn't really have no problem with telling the girl that she ain't interested, because y'all quick to tell somebody, hey, all right, so y'all famous line. So what you doing for the rest of the night? What? Y'all like to throw that line out there, so y'all know how to not ghost.
Oh, hilarious!
No,
what does that mean? What does that mean? What are you saying, Jazz? Like, what does that mean? Could you break that down?
Sure, I will break that down. So, you have a situation, you have a young lady over, she comes spend some time with you, y'all have some intimacy, and then afterwards, you don't want her to stay or spend the night, and so you kind of hit her with the stretch. Yeah, so what you got up for the rest of the night? What you doing? So you trying to gracefully, politely tell her she has to exit and leave your home. So yeah, y'all should have no problem telling people y'all not interested. It ain't hard, guys.
Not the kick out.
That's a polite kick out.
So if y'all can politely kick folks out, you can politely tell people, hey, I'm not really that interested.
Now you have to. April said you got to act like you leave. Oh, okay. Let's keep it rolling. All right. So, question for the men: Do you all think that women are too independent? If so, what does it mean for a woman to be independent? I would love to hear
that question. Just stressed me out.
Define independence.
Me too.
Well, you all define it for us because you might have a different definition.
A woman that's independent has her own life, her values, a car, a house, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She has her life together. That's why I would feel someone who's independent, right? Maybe yes. So
yeah.
Okay. I love that. So we need to come together to be able to build something better than our individual selves, right? So I'm all for it. Yes. Come on. Bring it on. If you make more money than me, yes. Don't hold it on my head though, but let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
What does it mean to not hold it over your head?
I was so you know how a guy I ain't gonna say a guy, anybody could be like, I'm the breadwinner in this household or whatever. So the same way a guy may do that, it should, on the flip side, I don't think women should do that either. But just my two.
Okay. Correct, Mitchell.
Well, I don't think women aren't too independent. They're as independent as they, especially Black women, they're as independent as they had to have been for themselves. And who is any man to be like, hey, don't do that no more? Right. You know what I mean? You can't really come around and act like you got everything, because the fact is y'all on the same journey. And you know, and from being in a relationship, I've learned how to actually, like, you know, be in partnership with an independent woman. And and how I've learned it is two questions, is two things. All right, when do I need to come in, like, or when do I need to fall back? And it's a balance of that. And once you find that balance, you like, all right.
Right.
You know, I'm like, yo, you need me to do. All right, okay, cool.
Right.
Knowing when to, like, because like women, like, honestly, Black women, you know, they've had to do a lot of things themselves, and we can't be the ones that say don't handle that no more. They used to that already. So make it work for you. It's a good thing.
I love it.
And I think there's a difference between someone being independent and being a functional adult, and then someone who may have trust, intimacy, and all those kind of issues.
I'm not laughing because that's a reality,
but I'm
like
serious, because you can be independent, like, yeah, you go to work, you pay your bills, whatever. Like, we all need to be functional adults. But if you have issues to where you can't trust people, you don't make room for people, you always fortified, you always guarded, that's a totally different thing, you know. And I'm talking about this because I had my therapy this morning. Amen. So, so I think that we label things as independent and I don't need no man. But if you come from an environment or a situation where men were not present, they didn't contribute much, they were not reliable, those are deeper issues than just being independent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an intimacy issue, that's a trust issue, that's a vulnerability problem. So I think that we need to learn the language we use when we're speaking about things is also very important, because the flip side of that, you don't want somebody that's dependent, somebody who can't, you know, fend for themselves, who just kind of lays around, they don't have any direction, and you don't want that either, you know. So I think that is important.
Jasmine, you want to do the next question?
Which Jasmine? Just use my last name.
Shorter.
Yes. Okay.
So many Jasmines.
All right. So the next question is, how do you get over someone who is with someone else to make space for the person you are supposed to be with.
Woo! Wait, what?
That's a mouthful. It's a mouthful, so I'm gonna repeat it. How do you get over someone who is with someone else to make space for the person you are supposed to be with? Sorry, I was dating somebody, but I'm not with them anymore. The person I was dating, my ex, has moved on. They're dating someone else. And then there's this person in the cut that I'm supposed to be with. I'm still hooked on my ex. How do I get over my ex to make space for the person that I'm supposed to be with? That's the question. Woo! All right. That's a lot. So while everybody's pondering, I'm gonna just
over here thinking, Chad.
Go ahead and
it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I'll take a stab at not necessarily answering, but just contributing to the conversation. It's so that's odd. Like if someone has moved on, if someone has moved on and you still have feelings, like I don't think it's necessarily wise for you to just, okay, I'm gonna try to focus on them, because you kind of cheating them because you're emotionally, let's do
unavailable.
Emotionally
unavailable. Let's put that.
Yeah, and so
Craig, you took a perfect stab at it, honestly.
And not to cut you off, it sounds like you're only interested in that person because your person
moved on.
Yeah. So now I'm about to get with this person, and then that's not fair to that other person. So.
Yeah. And this language of supposed to be with is strange.
Right.
Supposed to. I'm
just reading the question that was submitted. I'm just reading.
You supposed to sit yourself down and heal and figure out. That's what you're supposed to do.
So, I mean, would you say that question is for your general audience, or is that for everybody?
I really think everybody.
Yeah. And I think some type of detox has to happen outside of breaking a soul tie, because you're definitely connected to that person on a whole nother level. Spiritual connection probably. So all that has to be broken before moving on to be with somebody else. Like your heart has to have space.
Right.
Yeah. You got to give yourself room to heal,
right,
and room to grow from whatever happened in that situation or relationship, because whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we learn something from every relationship that we have, whether we were the villain in the relationship or somebody else was, or whether we just grew apart. Because our relationships don't end because something bad or traumatic happened. We just might not be on the same page in life.
Yeah.
So you really got to give yourself time and space to heal from the end of that, because something ended. And that was a time period of your life. So you have your memories with that person. You have, whatever you were going through in your life with that person. And then to take it a step further, whatever you were going through individually, that person was there for you through that. So if you experienced a loss in your life while you were dating them, or you had a great win in your life while you were with them, that person was there by your side through that. So it's going to be difficult for you to think about those moments in your life and not think about the person that you were with at that time. So you have to even learn how to separate. How can I enjoy this memory of this great moment in my life without harboring on things that happened, in this relationship, or falling back into memories of that person? So you definitely got to give yourself time to heal.
And I want to add this, Jazz. I'm sorry. I just want to add this because this question kind of really ties back to number one. If you go out before you're ready to, then you put your chance at ghosting someone at a high percentage. So protect your peace in that way too, because if you still have emotions for someone and you're trying to start something new, you're not creating a peaceful situation. Because once that person finds out, especially if it's a man, if it's a guy or girl, but speaking from a guy's perspective, as soon as that guy finds out, you still hung up on this guy, I don't let He's not gonna be as interested. He's not.
Frustrating.
I think that's something that we don't talk about enough, and this is like my social work therapist side coming out. We don't talk about grief enough. And I think that we think that grief is just reserved for like when people pass away. But you also can grieve a relationship, even if it was short, even if it was casual, even if you just used to texting somebody every day and then all of a sudden they, that doesn't happen. There's grief that happens there. And grief is a process. It's not a linear process by far. And it's also not a fair process because you'll be fine. And then, one song or one, somebody's perfume or cologne takes you back when you used to talk to such and such or whatever. So I think that what we're saying is that when everyone's saying you need time to heal, you need time to grow, you need time to grieve and to think about that relationship for what it was and for what it was not, and then move on. But you have to acknowledge how it affected you or what it was before you can move on. And I think that we try so hard to just fill voids instead of actually processing through our pain, or even just acknowledging the fact that we had pain. Like, yeah, y'all only talked for a month, but they were really dope. And, it really sucks that y'all don't talk anymore. That's okay. You know what I mean? But I don't think that we don't grieve appropriately.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you and we see you.
Okay. Thank God. I thought I froze again. I agree. I don't think we correlate the two at all. I love that. Angela from Birmingham said, it seems like we are in a competition of who cares the least, my bad. Sorry, Mississippi Education System. The least. Do you all think we are dating with our whole heart, or are we continuously trying to protect ourselves?
That's good. That's right there. That's good. Well, since Angela's from Birmingham, I think the person that's from Birmingham should answer first.
That's a loaded question, though. So you started off dating wholeheartedly, right? You started off dating like you was with this person, and everything's going good, great, y'all vibing, and then something happens, y'all break up. Now you have trauma, pain, grief, like Miss Walker said, or whatever, and you haven't had time to heal, and then you jump in this other thing, and then now you guard it up because of that, that unfortunate event or whatever. So it's a combination of both or whatever. Eventually, you could get back to that space where you're wholeheartedly want to date someone or whatever, or want to be with somebody and give your all. But nowadays, everybody's in protective mode. And it sucks, but it's because everybody has been hurt by somebody. And you have to be willing, if you really like this person, then you have to be willing to not bring that baggage with you to this new relationship. And then I guess this ties back into all the healing, right? Taking time to grieve this and all that stuff like
that. So I'm gonna jump in here because this is I'm gonna take this one layer deeper from what Derek said. Before we experience the heartbreak of a relationship with a significant other, I think we have to go back to what we were when we very first started dating. Like the first person you ever dated, because I'll be completely transparent. When I first started dating, first of all, how many of us knew what we were doing? None of us did. Had not a clue. But I was broken from childhood.
I would say all of that.
I was broken from childhood trauma. I had my own underlying issues from my past, from things with, having an absentee father and stuff like that. So I don't think when I first started dating that I was ever dating initially with my whole heart, because my heart was broken from what I had previously experienced there. So I had to learn how to and get to a place to heal those things and then become a whole person and then love the whole person that I was becoming so that I could really appreciate the experience of dating someone else and trying to put myself out there and care for and love somebody else with my whole heart. So for that part of the question, as far as are we in protective mode, I think to a certain extent, everybody is going to be protective. I mean, we have layers to us. You have to, peel them back one step at a time. You're not going to show a person or give a person all of who you are on your first encounter, your first conversation, your first date. So, there are going to be walls and layers. And then as you become more comfortable with the person, as you become more trusting of that person, then you will, start to let some of your vulnerability show, and you'll feel comfortable being vulnerable in that space. And I think that's really the thing, is creating a safe space that your significant other feels safe enough to be vulnerable with you and be open with you about, whatever it is they have going on, and so that you can do the same for them. So it's just about where your trust levels are. And that's why, going back to what Jasmine said earlier, it's important to deal with all the different things that you have going on in your life, so that you can, have good relationships and be trusting and open with people.
Right.
Craig, shut up. I'm just saying a comment.
Yes. That was good.
Jasmine, Craig, y'all got something to say about?
I want to listen to Dr. Walker.
I just think that these extremes of either this is my whole heart, where I'm protecting myself. I think that's, we don't have to operate in these extremes. I think Dr. Shorter said that I just honestly feel don't be a fool. You know what I mean? And you're supposed to guard your heart. But I think that sometimes we get so excited about people that we forget about a process and getting to know them. And so everybody does not deserve access to everything about you. When I first meet a guy, if he's like, what happened in your past relationship? Oh, we just broke up. That's not your business. We're not even at the point where you need to know all about who cheated and not. That's not your business, love. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna slow, like my daddy said, slow walk it all down. And I think people deserve access, and when they show that they are trustworthy, and when they show that they are someone who can handle certain information. I don't think that you need to be. It's just like giving everybody the password to your phone. Everybody don't need that. What you trying to do with it? I don't know you like that. You don't need my phone. You want to use it? I can call it for you and hand it over. You know what I mean? But so I think that you can date, you can be vulnerable, you can be honest, you can be a lot of things, but you don't have to be foolish. And I think that people need to learn to earn trust and earn access. And I think in this social media generation where you see everybody online, you kind of see what they did Saturday night, you see, they mom and them, and it's just you think you know people, and it gives us this warped reality of whether or not we really know someone, and before you know it, you're spilling all the beans to them. That's not their business, and you need to give people time and give yourself time to know if somebody, to develop different levels of intimacy with them. So you can still be vulnerable and cool, but that doesn't mean you need to be an open book. You need to have some kind of discretion, Okay.
I love that.
Erica made a good comment over here on the stage. She said, I think it's irresponsible to date with your whole heart initially. That's good. I low key wish we could bring her in so she could
irresponsible. That's the word.
I retweeted that. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, I agree with Erica. Come on, Erica girl.
I like that.
All right. Let me know if y'all got some questions in the chat too. All right. Number 5. Do you all think as a generation we are leading towards open relationships, or we're going to do what our parents did and be monogamous?
Do what our parents did.
First of all, who said my parents were monogamous? Wait,
my parents divorced.
Let me go back. I got siblings all over the United States, so let me go back. Okay. Well, the original order. Okay. So do y'all think we're a generation leading towards monogamy, or we're gonna be out here having several?
Go ahead, Dr. Walker.
I think that as we learn things, we open ourselves up to other possibilities, and we see that other things exist besides what we know. All right. I think that we assume everyone is a traditional monogamous, and that is not true. Some people, their relationship or commitment style is honest, and it ain't even about hoeing around and nothing like that. Some people are just honestly not monogamous people. I think that you need to find somebody who has the same commitment style that you have and stop messing over people who do not. But that involves you getting to know yourself well enough to know, what is my commitment style? What do I like? What am I okay with? Because honestly, like if I was married to somebody, I wouldn't mind having a Will and Jada kind of thing where like we're committed here and then we can date other people. We're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? But like that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, but see, you need to keep your people in check. Now that's the problem. You're messing up the money. But yeah. I think that we need to stop assuming everybody is a traditional monogamous because they're not.
It's funny because I was reading Matthew. I was reading in the Bible, and it was 3 types of men that are called to be like. There's a man that's called to be married, like literally called to be married. Mm-hmm. A man that should never get married, and then a man that has waited too long or too many things have happened in his life. So it's 3 different types of men, you know. And I was like, I never thought that would be in the Bible, but it is. Some men are called, some men are not. You might need to know which lane you in. Because I think sometimes you try to be something that you're not. Even women, like we try to be things that we're not. And I think it's because we lie to ourselves so much about what we like, what we want. And then sometimes we don't know what we like and we don't know what we want because we haven't had time to explore it. And I'm a Southern girl, and we were told, taught, shown. I mean, from Disney, Nickelodeon, from just family members. Where your husband? Where your man? You need it today. Where he at? Why you ain't got one? Like that was the term. They don't ask if you're alive, if you like your job, if you're safe. You know what I'm saying? It's where your man. He need to be at your house tonight. It's like, hey, like I can't do that else in my life. Okay, I mean, and the baby gotta have a baby by 27, so she missed that lane. Okay, so it's pressure to try to figure stuff out quicker than normal. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting back and asking yourself, what do I really want? What do I need? How can that person add to my life? How can I add to that person's life? Because a lot of times we just worried about what we can get instead of what we can give. But anyway,
I'm gonna say right here, it ain't gonna be no open. Not my way.
Hey, Craig.
Ain't that?
I wasn't saying that
I know you ain't down with open.
I know you're not down with open. I'm just giving my take. It's just not. It's not happening.
I don't feel like, and when I'm saying, I'm saying like after I've been with somebody, like we like 60 and we've been together like forever. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give me a boyfriend, but like. 60. I think that each couple needs to identify what works for them.
You know what? 25. We talking about Will and Jada. First of all, we don't know their situation. We don't really know. That's not even confirmed. That's the open thing. But 25 years is a long time. I do get that.
Exactly.
You put yourself in their shoes.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
You need a little boyfriend, like just go out on dates. I'm just saying,
not ice cream.
Human being, like I think that if I'm like, listen, I got my man, we got these kids, we make this money, we got all this stuff together, and I want to go for ice cream with Joe. And I'm gonna come back home. We've been together.
I'm so upset.
I am weak. I cannot. I'm about to have an aneurysm over here, so I got to get this out. Okay.
But Joe. Joe. Listen, Joe don't come with good things.
Joe comes with plenty of good things, and I want them.
Okay, so wait, Alex in the comments asked a good question. She said, "What's your definition of cheating and monogamy?" So I think that's a great thing for us to define, so that we can kind of go from there.
It's whatever you. It's whatever you. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's whatever you. It's whatever you and your partner agree upon.
Come on.
In the relationship, that's what.
Come on, Derek.
Because you can't just be broad with it. So
Come on, Pastor.
Pastor Derek.
That's what I'm
you just
saying.
can't be broad with it or whatever. It has to be. You have to, just like how you had to be of going back to the ghosts and stuff. Like bring your feelings into it and all that stuff. Establish this and that or whatever. Just establish that with in the relationship. Hey, I'm cool with this. I'm not cool with that. I'm cool with this. I'm not cool with that. You have to break it down those levels as well too. But
Yeah.
It's whatever you all determine is ethical and unethical behavior.
Yeah. I'll say this before we move on to what's next. For me, I'm with Craig. It definitely ain't no open. That's dead in the water over this way. But I do agree with you as well, Jasmine, that we do need to know people's commitment types. You should ask that type of stuff in the dating process so that you're properly informed. Because a lot of times we out here making uninformed decisions, and you don't know. So you making a decision and you don't really have all the information. You really need to ask this stuff so that you know who you're dealing with, you know what you're getting yourself into, so that you're not setting yourself up for failure from the jump because you don't have all the facts and data that you need. However, because we do live in the age of technology and social media and all these other things, I can't ignore the fact that I do believe open relationships have become trendy to some people. And so they want to do it or engage in it or just think it's cool because it's a trendy kind of thing and it's stuff that people have been talking about. And then also the sex component, when you talk about open relationships, I think a lot of people automatically jump to, ooh, I can have sex with more than one person and my main significant other be okay with that. And of course, we all know as mature adults, relationships are about more than just sex. So I don't think that you can only look at one dynamic of an open relationship. So you're not just sleeping with another person, but you're having to emotionally invest in that person. You're having to care about that person. You're having to, pour into them. You're having to be there for them and all of those different things. So if you're constantly pouring out of yourself to all these multiple people, then one, are all of these people equally pouring back into you? Like how is anything level? I don't understand. I'm not trying to do that with 3, 4, 5 different folks. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's not for me. That ain't my lane. I'm good.
Well,
that was for college.
I mean, like, Dr. Walker can speak to this better, but like, if anyone could be in an open relationship, I think it would be purely to satisfy one or more certain needs as opposed to all of like the needs. That's how I was kind of like understanding what open relationships meant. Am I right, Dr. Walker? You tell me.
First of all, let me say I've never been in an open relationship. I am saying
So but so
Bishop, you had thoughts. I mean, Pastor, I'm sorry. Bishop Logan.
You had cut out Dr. Walker.
I don't know what is going on. I think that people do have different needs, and some people are able to meet those needs. When I say something about like dating people after I have been committed to someone for a very long time, I think that sometimes you just need some different stuff, and that's okay. I don't know.
So
that's what we having the conversation,
I would be cool with both, honestly.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Pastor. You better preach.
You would not want to share.
I'm not surprised that Derek said that. I am not. I'm not shocked that Derek said that. I'm not.
So I'm honestly cool with both. I can, like, again, this is where you have to talk in that relationship or whatever. Hey, let's try this. Woo, wah, woo. All right, cool. No, I'm not into that. It's just let's be me and you. No. Cool. Like, talk. That's all you gotta do. Talk. And then if someone's not cool with either one or whatever, then you should, if we're in this relationship together, and then
Craig is fuming.
I know.
Hilarious. Before he get hot, let's move it to social media. Okay. Should you all feel some type of way if your partner posts you or not? what is you all's thoughts about the whole social media and dating thing? You're posting us on the anniversary. You're letting everybody know we at the beach. What do y'all think? Y'all think people do too much, or do you think that's an individual conversation for a
individual conversation for sure? Because there is a difference between keeping your private life private and hiding someone. Those are two very different things. So yeah, no, I definitely think that's an individual conversation for the relationship. And then even a conversation of, if we are going to post or share our relationship on social media, what are the boundaries for that? How much are we sharing or not sharing? Because some people, I'll be honest, I have unfollowed people sometimes because I'm just like, I really didn't need to know that about your relationship. You overshared. That was a bit too much for my taste. So I'm gonna just go ahead and exit. I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I'm just gonna follow you and keep it moving because that's what you do. But yeah, there's a difference between keeping your private life private and having somebody a conversation for the relationship for sure.
Overshared, I like that. I really like that terminology. You overshared. Like that was something you could have kept in the couple in archives.
Because I know a lot of people get jealous, or mad at the guy they're dating. As far as from conversation I've had with females, like he doesn't ever post me on social media, but he posts everybody in his family. I'm standing next to him at his family reunion, and he skipped everybody. And posts, like he doesn't.
I think that
he's trying to hide you, sis.
I think that you have to. I also feel like a lot of that stuff has to do with like your partner and whatever insecurities or issues that you have in that relationship. Because if you with somebody that's sneaky or someone you don't trust or something like that, then of course all of these issues are going to be magnified by why am I not on social media? If your mama and your auntie and your dog can be on there, what you trying to do? But I think I really do think that it just depends on your relationship and how secure you are in that relationship with them. Because if you're with somebody who never posts on social media, then why would you expect them all of a sudden start posting you on social media? But if you're with someone who posts every part of their life, which I would never date somebody like that, who posts every part of their life on social media, and then this one part is not, it's like, well, what you mean? What you trying to do? What you trying to hide? So yeah.
I feel that.
I'm sorry, Dr. Shorter, and thank you, Dr. Walker. Sorry to cut you, but like I wanted to share this because as somebody that's in a relationship, like the way I approach like posting my significant other, or it's just simply expressing. I'm not there to like keep score. I'm not there to hide. But like if I do, because I am like at the state that I am, like which is in love and in a relationship and happy and all these things, from time to time I will express, whether it be the little things or the big things, whether it be anniversaries or like, she just surprised me with this. I surprised her with that. She was so happy. Like, it's just more so from an expressive end. And if you're not, you don't have to, you're not obligated to post any of that. It's about expressing. And, and social media is just one outlet of expression. It's not the main.
Come on, one outlet.
It's not the main one.
What's the cash app? Come on, Bishop. That's a word.
Hey, listen, don't worry about it. I'm gonna let you do your thing. There it is. That's the cash app right there.
That is a word. I think honestly, we've already talked about this. Everybody talks about it all the time. We live, a lot of us, on social media. We're engulfed. We're glued to our phones. 90% of the day, most of us. Sometimes I'm not even gonna lie, I get embarrassed when my iPhone tell me what my screen time is and how long I've been on my phone. I need to put this thing down. But as somebody I would say I'm highly active on social media. I post, enough. I'm not gonna say I fall into the category of I don't ever post, but I don't post every second of every day either. But for me, I think, I saw this meme the other day and said, keep it private till it's permanent. Everything.
Come on, privacy is permanent.
I mean, I'm just saying, because I'm not gonna lie. When I see people that post their relationships, like when they stop posting the person or they go and delete all the posts with the person, I be like, can you post a video about why y'all broke up? Like, now I want to know what happened. I've invested in this.
Right, I need to know.
Hey, that's the perfect time for the hop in them DMs. So, how you doing?
All right. Before our time wraps up, last question. What are the do's and the don'ts of dating online? And that's Tinder. That's Match. Black people meet. Black people not about to meet. Christian mingle.
Black people not about to
What y'all?
I have stopped giving out my phone number on dating sites. That's what I'm doing. You don't need that. You don't need my phone number. We have too many ways to communicate. We can video chat through here. We can text through this. You don't need my phone number. You don't. You don't need it. So that's the first thing. Because then, like, if we fall out, then you're just another follower of mine looking at how beautiful I look on social media anyway. So, but yeah, you don't need my phone number at all.
I would say a don't for me is faking in your profile. You're not 6'4".
I'm 6'4" on Tinder. Thank you. I'll just.
Oh God. Let's just be honest about your height. You know, when you get out the car and you know you're at my kneecap.
Not the kneecap.
Just be honest. You know, let's try that. That's a don't for me. What about y'all? Or do or don't?
What I don't like is kind of it goes back to the ghosting stuff on this topic. Like you're on there, you're talking with somebody, and it's going good, and then out of nowhere, nothing. What? Why? Like, what's going on?
People get busy.
And when you got 60 people writing, it's kind of hard to write back.
Oh,
You're coming back.
You coming back?
Probably.
Take it back.
3 days.
Not 3 days.
I mean, like, I don't check my dating apps. I don't check my dating apps every day.
That's why the phone number
like,
is important.
It may take me.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You gonna check the text message first before you go to that app.
Love, let me show you. I have 136 unread text messages. That is not the way.
All right.
I bet not be in that number. I know that much. So what is a do? What would y'all recommend that people do in dating apps? Especially keep yourself safe and actually get to know somebody. What would y'all say a do is?
I want to lend my recommendation, and that's delete them. That's the tweet. That's it.
I would like find a way. I know certain apps have the feature where you can video chat with the person in the app. But if you're at a space where you feel comfortable exchanging them, FaceTime, Google Duo, Hangouts, whatever, like get a face-to-face with this person before you actually go meet up with them somewhere. And then of course meet them in public places. You know, hit the park, hit a coffee shop. You know, I know COVID going on, so it's a little difficult right now to do that. But, you know, meet them somewhere in public. And then, of course, also, ladies, y'all know we got the group text. So find your best friend, whoever, share your location. When you're going out somewhere with somebody new for the first time or whatever, make sure that you share your location with somebody else so that people, you know where you are. And make sure you got your mace or your pepper spray or your gun for my people that are licensed to carry. To make sure that you're protected. But a don't look, y'all, it's some stuff that's common sense. If a person only has one picture on their profile, swipe left. That should give you the biggest red flag in all of America. Like, come on, just to the left. It's one picture there. Just save yourself the headache. I know that one picture might be bomb. It ain't them. Keep it moving.
Hey, but I feel you. I feel you. I don't know all the best practices, but I just know from you know what I'm saying, if it was me, you know, like ain't nothing like a personal interaction with someone as opposed to typing. That's cool, you know what I mean? But it's nothing like it because it could be totally different because somebody they may not know how to express themselves in the way that they can that captivates you via text. Because it's like, you know, you want to hear someone's voice, you want to you know, feel their infliction.
Preacher, come on, man.
And it's just, you know, that's me. And I wouldn't even always, like, you know, look for those online like hookups because you just don't know who out there, man. That's like true. You gotta like love is very nuanced. I understand relationships is very nuanced and dates and all that stuff. But I mean, at some point you gotta have you have standards, so like just have limitations as far as like, you know, you may meet a random person, but a lot of times if you're in the same city, like see if, you know, make sure if they can come with a reference or not. You know what I mean? Like at least one good reference. That's cool. No references is kind of scary. You taking a risk, but like at least one, you good. You know what I mean? Like that's me.
So what I really hate though, like, and this goes back to like dating in your 20s and dating in your 30s or whatever. Like back, I guess in your 20s we didn't really have all that, right? It was more so, I guess the club, you can say that, but I like personal interactions, face-to-face conversations and stuff, because I can't show you my personality through a text. I mean, all these are like, you got all the emojis in the world or whatever, but I can't show you this, like all that. So this, whatever, all that, right? You can't see these hand motions and all that. So yeah, so you get it. But like, and now from going to the 20s, going back to the 30s or whatever, and all online dating, that's how you meet people now. Like, it's bull. I don't like it at all. I personally prefer being in someone's, well, we can't do it now, but being in someone's face and, you know, just saying, hey, how you doing, whatever, getting to know them like that. And then from there, you can tell whether you want to go further or not versus I think they're cute, swipe, and then let's see where this goes. So.
Right. Interesting, because there's not that many places, especially if you don't go to networking events, if you don't go to social settings, if you're not at house parties, where are you meeting these people? Not at Trader Joe's. We there every Sunday. Not at Saturday.
They ain't at Publix.
Not at your cousin's house, because the same dude from down the street still coming to the same house. So you run to the same people. Right. Don't you try church now? Because
so I know like what I've recently just started dancing or whatever, doing bachata and salsa and kazumba or whatever. So
let them know, ladies. Y'all see that? Ladies and gentlemen, there.
Take those classes.
He did it too, y'all. He's real good.
So you putting yourself in that type of environment like that, you get to meet thousands of people or whatever. You get to meet thousands of people or whatever, and then you can interact like that. So like I would say try to join some type of group or whatever and go from there. So
okay, so let me ask this question out there. How do you
like your strategy? That's your strategy. Like start looking at different places if y'all date, man.
How do y'all feel about hookups? Like you're letting your friends set you up with somebody. Like letting one of your friends or somebody you know play matchmaker. Like what's y'all stance on that?
No.
Jasmine, like heck no.
No.
I'm all for it. I'm actually leading the league in assists in my career. Man, listen. I just be like, wait, like I just be like this a lot of times.
Craig, I feel the way. Hook your girl up. Like
okay. Listen. And then when I hook people up though, I always get a disclaimer. It's just dating, have fun.
Yeah.
First, I don't give no. Y'all be perfect together. I was like, you know what, y'all would actually have a good time together. I love hooking people up. I love throwing a ooh.
I guess it depends on who's hooking you up, because some people will only go by like, oh, he's cute, and it's like, okay, girl, and But like if it's someone who's like has a little bit more depth and they're like, oh, like he seems sensible and blah blah blah, then okay, like I can trust their judgment. But some people, they're not thinking about that child. They just think about how like good somebody looks and then they're trash.
That's real. Collins, shout out to Collins in the comments. One of my close friends. Collins said every friend doesn't know your preference like they think they do, and that's real.
Come on, pass that away.
Which is why you have to get that disclaimer. Have fun.
Yeah.
If it ain't hitting, walk like
that pressure we put on them.
I go there. Yeah.
Dang it! I wish we had more.
We are gonna let Craig cook us up.
Yeah, I told let Craig cook y'all up.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I can do it.
So
my percentage, my turnover ratio.
Not turnover.
You know what? All right, Logan, go ahead and your wrap up, please.
Let me go wrap this up, or they cut us off because they will. Okay. Everybody, give it up for our panel in the comment section. Clap it up. Clap it up. They were amazing. Let us know in the chat if you all want a part 2. Like, what y'all think? Let us know.
Listen, emoji if I want part 2.
Y'all want a part 2? Yes. Make sure you all stay connected with the SOULKATION tribe. Derek, Jasmine, Craig, everybody drop their social media handle in the comment section so we can follow each other. And Jasmine
types so fast.
Right.
I was already typing it, to be honest, and I was like, listen, I'll DM you a profile of who I think would be a good setup after a profile consultation.
Okay. Wait, Jasmine said yes, Sheena said yes, Christina said yes, April said yes. Okay, so we're doing a part 2. Lastly, the 2020 SOULKATION virtual experience is August 29th. Ladies, we want you there. 175 tickets have already been invested in, so you know it's going to be lit. Monica Barnes from she's Steve Harvey's executive producer. Everything Steve has done, she has touched it. Every single thing. Before Marjorie, Monica was right there with him, and she's a soror, and she went to Southern Miss, so she's just super smart at everything. Ashley Empowers from YouTube, go check out her channel. I mean, she dropping nuggets. I was watching her before she even got married. So if you want some single videos, engaged videos, married videos, it's up there. Coach Josh, I still listen to him now. I mean, as far as relationships and insight, I love watching him. He's going to be a part of the conference. We're going to give away trips to Bali, Phuket, Vegas.
Come on, baby, because I'm ready.
I mean, we're giving away so much stuff. We got some amazing sponsors, y'all. They giving y'all the works, okay? So all you have to do is attend. And make sure you invite your best friend, because it's better to do life with your girls than doing it by yourself. So we want you there.
Amen.
Oh, well. Dr. Walker ready for college.
Okay, because I got a couple swimsuits.
So you guys can click the links that I just dropped to follow for Soul Care Nuggets. If you want to attend the SOULKATION experience, the link is there for that. And also the link for the SOULKATION tribe. So click those links and get linked in so that you guys can be a part. And make sure that you follow SOULKATION on social media. It's at SOULKATION. And also make sure you listen to the SOULKATION podcast, because Logan has some great speakers that come to the podcast and they drop gems all the time. I'm talking people that charge a whole lot of money for 15 minutes of their time on here, giving you all the nuggets for free. Yeah. So make sure y'all listen to the SOULKATION podcast as well.
We actually just had Oprah's life coach on there this past Monday. So if Oprah paying her guap, then y'all might want to listen to her for free.
Amen.
There you go.
I love it.
All right, I love y'all.
Yeah.
Can we take this last 5 minutes to just
dance.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I just want to just love on all y'all. I appreciate y'all sharing this time and this moment and this platform. Denotra, aka Logan, I appreciate you for having me and lending my voice. Because honestly, I'm like, within this topic, I'm literally just the friend in a relationship that gives the advice. I try to give what I've learned, and I consider myself a domesticated male. You know what I'm saying? I try to improve my situation, improve my knowledge, improve the way I deliver and my approach within my relationship, just because she shares so much. She puts me on so much game. So I want to give a shout out also to AUDIOBOOK. She gives so much. Yo, it's lit. I love it. It's a great feeling. I just want to, just be better for myself and us, and try to improve the culture of. I'm just like, being a man, and what being like masculine and serving feminine energy, what it means. Like, so I just want to kind of be an example for that. So I ultimately I appreciate you sharing the space.
Thank you for being here. Any other final thoughts from the panel?
This has been fun.
I love all of y'all. Y'all are dope. Shout out to everybody in the comments that came and rocked with us. Yourselves. Thank you guys for interacting with us and listening to us. So for sure, this was awesome.
Big shout out to Adulting and April and her platform as well. She's doing amazing things. 30 for 30 challenge. If you're not doing it, pick it up now. I started yesterday. So
April,
I got like days. I started late.
Yeah, you follow at Officially Adulting for sure. Shout out to it's at Officially Adulting is April's page. It's super dope, great content. You also gonna get some good laughs. And shout out to Collins as well with Pedal Firm. You need some crisis management. You got a campaign you trying to run.
The next Martin.
There it is. Y'all definitely hit Collins up. I'm gonna go ahead and plug myself. If you're in the state of Georgia, you need an attorney, you need some contracts, you need some business work done. You guys can definitely hit me up for that. And if you need business consultant work as well. So go follow me at Harmony Desired and shoot me a DM and I can get you guys all the business contact that you need.
Love it.
Love you all.
Any more Black businesses we need to bring up while we're here? We have 32,000 people.
So before we leave, I am launching a gift shop. It's a stationery and gift shop. It'll be launching probably in the next week or two. So I have custom greeting cards and all kind of gifts for women and their homegirls. It's called Jazzy G Gift Shop. You can follow it. I've not posted much on there yet, but it'll be coming in the next week or so.
We'll share it.
Shout out. Congrats.
Yeah.
Let us know when you launch so I can make sure I send you all my coins because I always buy that kind of stuff.
Girl, I like coins, girl.
Okay. I'm so proud of you all.
Shout out to simplysunray.com and shout out to Ray Price all the way from St. Louis. Yet again, another St. Louis representative holding it down in the comments and her support. Shout out to
Are we going to be able to see this after this is over?
Can we see the chat afterwards, Logan? I think she froze. Yeah, I think Logan froze. And we're about to, it's about to end, guys. This was amazing. Thank you guys for being here. We literally have 60 seconds left. So we're going to wrap this up. Good night. Godspeed. God bless. And y'all stay safe.
34,000 people in here tonight. It's crazy.
We have Diddy up in the spot.